is just the way in which it was attacked, mainly because there are a lot of other people who do wrong and they aren't attacked in that way. And apart from that, not only did the justice system attack them, but we ourselves was quick to break it down and criticize it. And what actually pissed me off the most is the fact that it has been going on for a long time, right, for a good while. And a lot of people knew about it, but only when it get bust, then everybody come out and started, make the noise. Everybody come out and started speak out against it, like it wasn't, like it now come out. But it going on a while. So it just goes to show that we just waiting to see, we just waiting to see the man feel or a man feel before, and then everybody started to point the fingers, this wrong, that wrong. That was just my stance, right? But as I say, we leaving that. We leaving that. This morning is not really about that. I want to talk about love and marriage, where the youth is concerned, because we have a high increase of teenage pregnancies, but we're not going as low down as teenagers, right? I wanna be in the 20s. In the 20s, let's say 20 to 25. Should they get married at such an age? Right? I want to talk about that. I want to talk about whether or not... Sorry. Okay. Yes, I want to talk about whether or not do you think it would make sense, whether or not it would work. These kind of things. I want to have that conversation because there are young people, now, a lot of young people nowadays, well, I mean, it's no secret, and they are extremely sexually, they are extremely sexually active. A lot of young people, some of them have numbers more than their parents with regards to people they have been with and whatnot. So it just goes to show, that if you're ready, in my opinion, if you're ready for sex, you're ready for marriage. So let me have that conversation this morning, because as I say, this is all about the upliftment of the black community, and I think we have to target all sides and all aspects. So before we get into the conversation, join me on the live. We are live on Facebook at the Street 919 FM, and we are also live on YouTube at Street TV or Street TV. Let me find it, so I'll give you the proper name for it. But yeah, join us for the live. You can call us in at 342-0081. WhatsApp us at 771-1791. And call us in and let us know, your thoughts, what is happening, what you think about it, these sort of things. Let me run some music by the time. Let you feel good. Yeah, man.
Me there now Studio 53. Alone say my brother Angelo. Tell him to remember in Niger. So nothing no time we out on fire. Remember Daniel, we sit up in the lion's den. Somebody remember Salaman. Present them over walkers and wise man. And King David, remember you come out of Babylon. Tell them say who shall bless. Tell them me say no man curse. No matter how hard things get, Almighty God get you the worst. Yeah, well who shall bless. Tell them no man curse. No matter how hard things get, we judge carry me through the worst. Remember, we judge never give me more than I can carry. And though my journey is so rocky, and the burden is so heavy, yeah, but through life experience, I let it keep people at a distance. No matter how the enemy.
Yeah, man, join us on the live. You're on the Street 919 FM.
Yeah.
Share the live.
Tell them no man curse. No matter how the them get.
We want to get into discussion where this is concerned, because I think of it as something important, you know, because our young people, they are basically throwing away their lives because a lot of them, they are having children very young. They don't continue any education, any school. They just, and a lot of them don't even live or continue the relationship with the fathers of these children. And, you know, it's just a constant cycle that we see going on where the men, the men are just, you know, they have sex with the women, they make children, and they move on. So you have 3, 4, 5 child mothers all over the place. We looking nasty. We looking real nasty. You know, this is another aspect of why we are in the position that we are in. And there's a lot of fingers to point and no fingers to point at all. Because on one side you would say, is the parents ain't train the children right. But that is not the total factor, you know. There are other things involved. Then on the other side, you'll say these children, they're just horny. But they could point their fingers elsewhere. And every time you point a finger, a finger gets pointed elsewhere. So there's a big picture. So let me attack the big picture. We want to probably put some sort of sense to the whole thing with regards to, okay, so all you're young, all you're horny, all you want to have sex. All right, all you know it is wrong to do it outside of marriage. So let me get married. If all you don't want to get married, do not have sex. But is that a conversation that parents should have with their children with regards to, let's say, all right, you have a 20-year-old daughter, 21, 22, whatever the case may be. She have a boyfriend, and the boyfriend, she and the boyfriend, they're looking like the one that get a bit sticky. You know, they're looking like the one that gets a bit sticky. Should you intervene and say, hey, if all you know, all you want to do this, do the right way, go and get married? Or should you try to maybe limit the amount of time that they see each other or where they see each other and these sort of things to think to yourself that you are preventing it? Because I will tell you, if you do that, now people have a way they do what they want. They always do what they want. So you might think to yourself, okay, I'm keeping my child sheltered, but you do not know what is going on. You know, when your back is to, you know, when you are sleeping or whatever the case may be. So, you know, is marriage a conversation to be held? Sorry, is marriage a conversation to be held, or what alternative do you guys think it have?
Trying to destroy the children, your children, yeah. You see that man called Satan? He got some wicked intentions, and you know he is going down for his sins, and he wants us to go with him. But I know Jah. Do you know Jah? Tell them as a lily need a long mala solo to see lily pray the lololol mala solo to kill lily if I she da la before lola we lily pray the lololol mala solo to tell lily many have kolololom many have galalalan live it la life in a baba bi la lan lolo da la light and a do lo da la lan fire go.
Is the live up? I'm watching it here on Facebook, but it's looking like a live.
Do you know Jah? I know Jah. Do you know Jah? You see Jah love is pouring down, 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 and I can see Satan is going down, down, down. Jah is giving us his wonderful blessing. Now, 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 what's gonna go bow, bow, bow? Tell Land is my la 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 la, will see my lily. Him is my shepherd, I will never go wash lily. Him will protect me in the night and lily. Evil lost people will make man turn away. Boys foundation is in a holy mountain lily. Glorious things and unspoken of the lily. Brother, where you respect him as the Almighty King Selassie. Get them out. What I know, child. Do you know, child?
Yeah, that there was Sasha. We have a call coming in. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, small drill.
Good morning, ma'am.
You know what I will say?
Talk to me.
Young child in school, and they need to learn a trade, learn to do something before you study to go and marry and look forward to marriage. At least learn to do something. If it's to learn, take a cooking course or some kind of course.
Yes, of course, you know.
Course or some kind of thing. Get yourself involved with something first before you need to say, I know the school, you know, I mean, I 18 years, I 17, 18. I have to come and say, are you going to look to marry? And some of we want to say we learn to run to marry, and you can't even boil water. That don't make sense. You need to learn some skill. Get skillful in something.
Yeah. Prepare yourself.
Do that before you run into marriage. You understand?
Okay.
That should be.
But caller, what would you say to like a young person who they have urges, sexual urges? Because the Bible talk about it's better to marry than burn with desire. What would you say to them?
Yeah, well, you see, the trend of today is that either from the time they reach 18 years, they tell themselves they're a big woman.
Yeah, naturally.
You know, a big man. So the first thing they need to do is to run into sexual intercourse, which is wrong.
Of course.
You understand? If you follow what the Bible says, you're supposed to join together in marriage before you even think about doing that.
Of course.
You understand? But the trend of going into the everyday life, you understand? Because people are not studying about the Bible, about God. You understand? Look at what is taking place right now with this corona disease. The Bible said that the time will come when they'll have plagues and pestilence.
Yes, for true.
This is a plague, this is a pestilence. You understand? Because right now, you don't know where the head is, where the eye is, where the foot is, where the nose is. All you know, there's a disease out there that's killing people.
Mashing up.
Dropping like flies. You understand? But and I just want to say one thing before I hang up.
Yeah.
Today would have been Dr.
Yes, his birthday. Yes, he would have been how much? 109.
Huh?
He would have been how much? 109.
109 years old.
Yeah.
He would have been today. Yes, because he
Yeah.
was 1911. Yes, he would have been 109 years if he was alive today. He was the father of the nation. You understand? Yes. So I would just want to say that. Okay,
Yeah.
my dear.
So happy birthday going out to him.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hi, good morning to you, small bread.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you?
I am fine, you know. I am really good. It's a beautiful day today.
Thanks. So true. I just walked through my door and I'm hearing this voice and I said, well, I have to go on Facebook to see who is this.
Huh. Is the live up? Because I'm not seeing it.
Yes, I'm so happy to see you, a youth, you know.
Okay.
I don't know what the conversation is, but what I really called for is to compliment you and to thank you for playing the music of my nephews, Sasha.
Oh.
Keeping the memory of Million Voice alive.
Okay.
So I thank you so very much for that. You brought that precious memories to me.
Okay, thank you, caller.
So I'll keep locked on and listen to you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great day.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. So, caller, I didn't want you to waste your money, so that's why I hung up before I let you know what we're talking about. Today, we're talking about love and marriage where the youth is concerned. Do you think that the youth of today, because they are so sexually active and they are, getting into this sort of this realm of grown up lifestyle where they having sex, they making children. Do you think it is better for them to marry, or do you think the parents should put things in place to ensure that they don't see each other? But then you have to remember that they will get to do what they had to do. Either way, whether you try to stop it or not, they will get to do what they had to do. Good morning to everybody on the live. I'm now getting the live. I guess it's the Wi-Fi that was playing mad, but I'm now getting the live. So good morning to everybody on the live. Sorry, caller, I missed your call, but I'm ready to take calls again. Okay. As someone is saying on Facebook, I got married after 2 years of living together from 1971 to 2017 when my husband died. Wow. You have to make your marriage work, and that is very true. That is very true. You have to do it. You can't say, oh, we poor, I can get better out there, because better is not necessarily better, eh? Okay? As Maxi Pre said it, you think you'll have a lot of nice things out there, but a lot of nice things turn bad. And that is true. You have to make it work. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning to you, small. Well, let me say the young people trying to be go. They want a wedding, but they don't know about marriage. Marriage is a thing like getting together, like marinating everything together in one balance. Not a wedding. You have a wedding and tomorrow the wedding mashup. It's a marriage.
Yeah, because you seen that happening.
Before you go unmarried, get proper counseling, watch your companion, know the mother, know the father.
Yes, for sure.
They talk to the mother, the man talk to his mother, know the girl talk to her father, know the connection with the brother. Because when you're married to somebody, married to the whole family, you know.
Yes.
If you're married to somebody, married to the whole family, because when you go to work, your sister, the girl sister come home by you, and she directing your marriage, you know. So you have to know what you want, what you need. Not what you want, because everywhere you want, you could get any place.
True.
What you need is the main thing. So young people, before you're married, take your time, know your friend good, know the family, know how to deal with the mother, to talk to the mother rough.
Right.
You know you will get rough talking. If you talk to the father rough, you know you will get rough talking. So be humble and not be proud to have a man with a nice car. Not so. Get a good husband, a good wife, settle down, and adjust to the things that you all can afford for each other. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, so that's just a message going out to all the young people out there, because I think it is important that they know that the older people who will tell them, hey, go and that will give them advice is not coming out of bad taste. Because at the end of the day, as someone saying they were 17, the same lady who said that she got married and until her husband died from 1971 to 2017, she said that she was 17. And one thing I want to note, right? I want to note this. When Mary and Joseph were engaged to get married, and which is around the time when Mary made Jesus, she was between the ages of 12 to 14 years. I want all you to go and look it up for yourself if all you don't believe me. She was between the ages of 12 to 14 years, which says something, right? I was talking to someone the other day, and they said that once a girl starts to see her period, she could have children. And once a boy starts producing sperm, he could have children, which is around the 12, 13, 14 years. Which means, though they may not be treated as an adult, they could more than accomplish tasks and deeds of an adult, because they could have sex and bring forth children. They could conceive at that young, tender age. Someone saying children making children, so children can't train children, so they lack the training from experienced elders. And another person said, once you raise your children right, you don't have to worry about anything. So what I want to do, right, is I want to take those two comments into perspective, right? So children making children, they can't train children. And once you raise your children right, you won't have to worry about anything. So let's say you raise your kids what you would think is the right way, because there's no definite answer of what the right thing is, right? There is no definite answer of what the right thing is. But everybody have their true, whether it be religion or society, they have their idea of what right is and what raising children the right way would be. So if you raise Yeah. If you raise your children one way, but they run into somebody whose ways counteract that, or they are able to like basically chain up your children into another ideology, and they get your children to do stuff that you would inherently have them as wrong, right? Where do you go from there? Do you say, okay, fine, I see that all the training that I give you over the years, you ain't taking it because you feel you know what you're doing. Should you go and marry off your daughter to that young man, or should you try to prevent her from going with him? That is the question I have for you. All right? Yeah, that is the question I have for you. What would you do? Yeah. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Soldier.
Good morning, sir.
I hear you say something about scriptures about that they get married and born with desire.
Yeah.
No. In the right perspective, I will say that is about lusting.
Yes,
you
it is.
Lusting on women, you know. So that means get a partner and stick to that partner.
Yes, yes.
But the concept of marriage is a building of society, you know. Like where you start from towards the society. It's a little bit like love, togetherness, you know, how you carry about yourself in society.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like the building of oneself in society then. That's why God say get married. Like the whole concept about marriage.
Right.
You understand? But sex something is not about marriage, you know. It's just the church just says sex before marriage is a sin and this and that. That has nothing to do with marriage. The whole concept about marriage is about society. That is the concept about marriage. You understand what I mean, my friend?
Elaborate a little more.
In a sense that, no, we have a family. Just how your family is, you know, you're dealing with love, your togetherness, reason, and everything, conversation, everything. You're bringing them up in the right way. Just so society is supposed to be. That is what God, that was the whole plan of God.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That is how He wants society to be. So everybody will fit in and love and live like family. That is the whole concept about marriage. That is first learning about entering the societal life. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But having sex and things, you know, as you say, you will burn with desires.
Yeah.
This is why you bring up your children in the right way.
In the right way. Train up a child in the way it should go.
You teach the youth man to be a leader, a father figure.
To be a man.
Teach him things. To be a man.
Mm-hmm.
You teach the young lady to be a woman. You understand? Because in the ancient days, our parents and them, if you is not ready as a woman, you understand? Doing the right thing, learning to cook, seeing about your husband, carrying out the orders and them things, and see the parents see the not of that, they will not let them get married.
Yeah, yeah.
That, you understand what I'm saying? They're ready for marriage yet.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
So these are the things you have to teach the children and them, you understand, in order for them to become a wife or a husband.
All right, caller.
Okay,
so same to you. I wanted to ask you something though, but I guess, you know, you don't know people money running and things, so I go stress it. But what do you guys think about boys and crying? Should you allow your boy child to cry or should you not? Because on one side you would say being a man is not about crying and breaking down every minute, right? I kind of support that, honestly, because I don't really cry, honestly. I don't cry. I haven't cried in a couple years. Somebody saying I ain't get horn yet. No, I'm not saying I will never cry again because I do not know. Who knows? God forbid my mother dies. Of course, I think that would be reason to cry. But I have not cried in a couple of years, honestly. So what do you think about boys crying? Like every little thing that don't please them or they're upset about, they cry. Talk to me. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yeah. For or men supposed to cry. But you see, really, I've never until they said they match, they ain't crying. But a woman could complain that she mother, she standing husband, the honor man and all. If a man going to complain to his brother, but he might give him trouble. Or he going to complain to his sister or somebody, they might laugh at him. Go in the police station, they'll complain to the aliens and all.
Yeah.
They will laugh at him. But a man supposed to cry. You understand? And let it out. Don't keep it down inside it because it's like that's our renting a space inside you, you know.
Yeah.
It's boiling and one day the temperature reaches so they're going to do something stupid, cry and get it out.
Caller, check this, right? This, right? Because I like to base things off of the Bible and things. Now, the Bible said that Jesus wept. So that should give no man excuse not to cry, right? But is what Jesus cried for. Jesus cried because Lazarus died, right? But do you think that only in extreme moments that a man should cry, or is it anything that makes him feel upset he should cry for?
Emotional, if it's emotional, it's inside him.
Whatever.
It is a form of kind of
a coping mechanism.
Something inside it, so get it out. That's why it stays. Get it out. When that come out of you, don't forget about when you're dead and you cry or you're dead and you cry and 2 years after you forget. But if you get home and you ain't crying, you tell nobody, remember I want till you're dead.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So when you cry, get it out and forget about it completely. Get that substance out of you. Don't let nothing rent that space in your brain or in your heart.
All right, caller. Thank you.
Coco?
Everybody shouting out to that shout out. Hey, I welcome it. Shout out to all your shout out and all your calling. You understand? Shout out to all your shout out. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Welcome to the discussion.
Yes, I'm here, man. Oh, good morning. This is Faisal Bati.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. You see, marriage, it's not as easy as it is, eh?
I would imagine.
You have to ready for that. You see, young people now, 17, 16, 18, they're not ready. They're not ready. Because, you see, they want to still do the things that they're accustomed doing.
Yeah.
When you're married, it's a 50-50. You can't talk to the woman. Oh, you see me, I want my space, and I want this, and I want that. I ain't able with that. Marriage is not like that. I married at 29. And I still had to learn a lot. I married 30-something years now. It's just like yesterday. But you have to make up your mind. Young people ain't ready for marriage.
Yeah.
The parents has pushed these children into things that they're not ready for.
Now, caller, check this, right? I say check this, right? I'm not going to ask you personally because I don't want to get into your business, right? But you said you're married at 29. No, it is good age because at that point you would have an idea of career-wise and these kind of things about what you want to do in life and thing. But what about for the people who, okay, they're waiting for 29, but they're horny now, and they're like 18, 19?
I say they're still not ready.
They're still not ready? Okay, caller.
No.
Okay.
They're not ready.
I'm not arguing with you. I just wanted your take.
They're not ready. Because you see, marriage is something you have to get into. Remember, it's a family.
Yeah.
You're going into a next family.
Yeah,
you can't just want to do what you want, this kind of way. I had to learn a lot. I had to learn and still learning at 30 years marriage.
No, you never stop learning, to be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah, you never stop learning.
Young people know that parents rushing into marriage, it's a waste of time. Give them time. Give them time. Let them grow to know each other, because sometimes as they're married and they go on and they live by whoever, live by themselves, you talk hard and they run back by mommy, and mommy say, you see me, don't hit my child and don't talk to my child, and that's where the problem will start.
Yeah.
You have to stand up and be a man and a woman to face this thing head on.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you, caller.
Right.
Call us in, yeah, man. 342-0081 for overseas. 7188-743860. Oh, 466-5391. That number is back up. 466-5391. And WhatsApp us at 771-1791. Yeah, good morning. Please share it live. I see the numbers going up. So for those who now join the conversation, what we are talking about is we're touching on two things. Youth, it's all about the youth today, right? We're talking about, on one side, we're talking about marriage, whether or not it is ideal for young people, let's say the ages of 18 to 25, to get married if they are having sexual desires, because, you know, it is right for them to marry before they have sex, right? And we all know that when children want to go and do what they want to do, they'll go in and do what they want to do, right? So is it better for them to get married, or should you put things in place to keep them apart, right? And on the other side, do you think it is ideal for boys to cry? Because on one side, people will say they're too soft, and on the other side, they'll say it's letting emotions out. So talk to us, join the conversation. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, to Small Dad.
Good morning, sir.
I listen very attentively. And you see, what I would have to say, you see, marriage is a responsibility.
Yes, it is.
Any marriage, it is a responsibility. You have to put away all, come like the Bible tells us, when a child is after a child, when it becomes a man, you put away childish things.
Yeah.
So when you're going to marry, it's a family you're going to build. And your life is devoted to that family. Thick or thin, high or low. You have to stick to them, regardless of what. That is where you get the real outcome of marriage. And that's something, for instance, you will tell me, I watch people. You tell me, young fella watching, the pants quite under the bottom. And you telling me that is respect? No. How could you go up, what you world and see? Anybody with something in them, they not do that. Because your pants is on your waist. You give you a belt to give it on your waist. They tie it on the leg. You understand? Now with me, nobody gets into coming into my place. You know. I am not allowing you. Guys stand for principle. And I stand for righteousness. That ain't right. Because I don't want to see a jockey shorts.
Yeah.
That is why I call it the disrespect. Your underwear is to hide.
And sometimes when you look at the jockey shorts and them, the dirty, the dinge, the whole...
Yeah, there's a way in it.
Yeah.
and you're exposing that. And you're exposing that to people. Then you have manners in you. Manners make it man, you know.
What's my caller? I see a youth man, he pants low. And he pull it up, but he pull it up to your waist, or to your hip, he just pull it up a little something. A little flicky hit it.
Yeah, madness, you know. But you see, you have to go back and find everybody born in this world have a purpose in this world. And I cannot see that everybody wearing a pants on India, that is everybody's purpose. If the first man wears so, that is his purpose. Then he keep it sober. I am not wearing it so. You understand? I will not, because the bring up I get is from my grandmother, which was a Martinican, and my mother, which was a Tobagonian.
Wow.
So they wasn't mixing matters.
Wow.
They wasn't mixing matters.
Okay, thank you, caller.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, boy, the conversation nice this morning. I like the conversation. It's a breath of fresh air. You know, from the constant thing that we just go about, which is, there's nothing wrong with what we just normally do, but sometimes it's good to just step out your boundaries a little bit, you know, have a little vibes, have a little fun. I think this is an important conversation. Someone is saying here, Miss Anne-Marie, to the youths out there, I ask that you approach marriage cautiously, because marriage was institutioned by Almighty God, Marriage is not running away, so you need to take time to know your partner, get the knowledge of their likes and dislikes, take note of the family from which they came, and proceed towards marriage thereafter with caution. Your marriage should work when you make the sacrifices to make it work. If I was married from 1991 to 2005, where my husband died. That is beautiful. That is very beautiful, and I agree with you. Now, you see, everybody have different ways in which they show and give love. I think when getting into stuff like marriage, you need to have an understanding of how your partner shows and gives love. Some people see loves in gifts, like, okay, I bring roses for you, or chocolates, or teddy bears, or whatever the case may be. I work hard and do this. Then some people they don't care for all of that. They just want your time and attention because you might be working real hard to buy your girlfriend this new car. So you working long hours, extra shift, or whatever the case may be, to get her this car. And she's just there like, all I want to do is see you. Get an understanding of how your partner gives and receives love so you could get an appreciation, one, and two, so you could decide whether or not you are able to go down that road. Because marriage is also compromise, right? You have to decide, okay, I'm going in this with you. I want to, I want certain things. I like certain things and I want that. But I am willing to want half of what I actually want so that you will only have to do half of what you don't want to do. All right, that I think is important. Call us in. I missed a couple calls while I was talking, but it's all in the spirit of conversation. Someone is saying the youth of today not into marriage, not into the marriage thing. It's not trending, period, and that is true. And this is why I raised this conversation today, because the idea that society is placed on us is get yourself ready, but they're not talking about mentally or emotionally. They are talking about financially. Make sure you have your own house and canting before you get married, which will take you about up to the age 35 or 36 to be ready for. But on the flip side, society is also promoting music and other forms of entertainment that shows you sex. So now you, in your mind, you are waiting for 35, but naturally, you having urges, sexual urges. How do you deal with that? Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, Small.
Good morning, sir.
I want to commend you for the diversification of your program.
Oh, yes, thank you, sir.
And it's something that is very important because all these things are connected.
They are, very much.
What you spoke about the last time, family life, all these different things are connected. And I want to touch base on where you say, well, no, I'm talking from my personal point.
Yeah, you talk, man, you talk.
Right. I had a relationship when we see somebody in school and you like somebody.
Yeah.
And next year, I was like, far higher than the person.
Okay.
So I ended up leaving school before. So I tell the person, I say, listen, it don't make no sense. I going down with you, wherever. When you finish your school, like next year, comes back up again, you could continue, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I didn't want to hamper the personal studies and all that type of thing. But anyway, it so happened that the question you asked about, like, having a relationship when you're really young, sometimes it doesn't always be the best thing. You know what I mean? It don't work out so because, I have kids with the person now.
Okay.
2 kids, right? But to tell you the truth, the challenge was I wasn't really prepared for that relationship. If you understand what I'm trying to say. So
okay.
If I know it's like you meet somebody, and when you're growing up, there's all kind of thing you hear. I am my cock, leg on my cock, and you watch your hen, and all this.
Yeah.
And when you have a woman, it's like. If the more women like a girl, like I said, in your cap and all these type of things. So the way how the society has pushed this narrative, you know what I mean? A young man, a lot of young people, they don't really check, when you get involved with somebody, there's a heavy responsibility. So one of the things I just tell people is like everybody has have their hopes and their dreams. So one of the things when you get involved with somebody, and you want that person to morph into what you want them to be. That has caused problems. Because remember, the person now giving up, a lot of times they're giving up what they want to do to be what you want them to be. If you have someone trying to shine, if that thing really work out at some point in time, that person will always feel like they're being shortchanged. Because they didn't really reach the ultimate goal then. And the next thing the relationship break up, sacrifice for somebody when they get qualified or they pick up themselves, then they leave you in the dark and they go on the way, or they start to put pressure on you because they figure, look, you didn't reach a certain standard, and they start to see other people and all these type of things. So it's a real serious thing about this relationship thing, and you talk about with Mary and Jesus, with Mary and Joseph, right? Now, remember, in that time, the Jews and them had a structure when it comes to family life. There a certain way them had was to do the thing, getting married, it had a certain type of courtship. And different type of thing. So I think right now, people, you might see somebody, and with this internet thing and online thing, people meeting people online.
Yeah, all over the place.
And sometimes people don't know who is who. People pop all kind of, oh, there's this and there's that, and when you really meet the person.
Yeah. They call it catfishing.
Yeah, it's a different thing. So right now, you have to be real serious. You have to be careful.
Yeah, real careful.
Real careful with this family life thing and trying to get involved with relationship at this time. So that's why I used to engage young people and try to find out about the same thing you're asking me. If they go get married and whatever, and a lot of them used to tell me they're not interested in marriage because of what they're seeing going on with relationships.
Yeah.
It is not encouraging. You know what I mean? People getting married, it have breakup, it have mourning, it have this.
Yeah.
All kind of deceit. So you find out, and funny enough, one of the persons I engaged and tell me they wasn't going to get married. They get married a few months ago.
Praise the Lord, man. Praise the Lord. That's good. Right now is a real good time to get married. You see, no more than 10 people. Now is a real good time to get married.
Yeah, but I like the conversation, and it's something I feel I guess I dedicate at least one of your programs every week.
Yeah, to this end.
Towards family life and issues.
I think in Thursdays. Thursdays seems like a good day for that.
Right. So what happened, like people who have little issues and things that they could call in and we could kind of come together.
Create our community right here,
and try to form ideas to help people in whatever situation that they might be going through. You know what I mean? I know some might be real deep and real private. They might be able to talk. You might have to set up something where you could help people, because it's something I really would like to do too. As a matter of fact, I had form an organization to kind of go to deal with these type of issues.
You have one right now?
You know what I mean? Yeah, I formed it already, but what happened when COVID come on the scene there, and
it kind of mess it up.
My whole goal was to go in communities and bring people together in a community so that we could pool ideas and develop a support mechanism within the community, even for children that, who are fatherless and who have no family and whatever, going through real struggles and you could help them in whether it's psychological, sometimes it may be financial. If the community come together, you know what I mean, we could be able to help one another.
And do something, Very true, very true.
So that is the name of the organization is Community Parenting Restoration.
Well, caller, I took your number. Do you think you would be able to come in for an interview?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so I took your number and we'll deal with that behind the scenes.
Yeah.
All right, so
just call me and I'll get that bigger concept of what the whole thing is about.
Okay, for sure.
We have a lot of challenges and we could deal with some of these things.
For sure. Thank you, caller.
You have a good day.
Same to you. Look at that, eh? Wow. And we are unfortunately out of time. I enjoyed the conversation this morning. Okay, we are 1 minute till closing. All right, so we have Empress Julie right after, and I'll be back at 11. From 11 to 12 to grace your ear once again. But, till 11:40. From 11 till 11:40 to grace your ear once again. But here we are seeing how important of a conversation this is. So that guy, I will try to have him in next week, Thursday, on the show, so that he could explain more about this family life, because it is very important, because part of what the goal of slavery was, right? People hate when you go back to this, but I'm just saying, part of what the goal of slavery was to destroy the black family, right? That is why the men were raped and belittled, because to destroy the mind of the man, to make him think that he's less than a man, and they literally had a shed with what they would call them, boy, the men, where they will just use the studs, and they will just use them to impregnate the woman. That's all they rape the woman. That's all they do. That's all they were there for. They would just stay in that shed whole day. Is the man with the bigger tool set. The man with the largest tools in the shed would be in there. But anyway, this was Youth Talk with Small Dread. We'll be back at 11. We have Empress Julie coming up next. See you on the street, 919 FM. Please don't go anywhere. Yeah, man.
Day Talk. You talk. Come talk with us. On the street, 919 FM.
Feel free to sing along. Let's go like baby girl, I know that you were never in love with me. It's always a show. Every time we pass with me good friend Ziggy. Well, so please let me know, so me could have come out this misery. Cause I know, baby girl, I know that you were never in love with me. Yo, well, you don't know, it's your boy Ziggy Rankin, and it's all about this Sunday. We're going to be live. It's all about the one-on-one on Iwer Stage Live from 7 p.m. We'll be streaming on Facebook at Neil Iwer George. We also on YouTube at Iwer TV and Instagram at Iwer George. So make it a date and don't be late. Everything will be great. Your boy Ziggy Rankin will be there. You don't even have to pay no money to come in the gate. You don't know. Oh, no. See you there. What is it?
Streaming live on Instagram at Iwer George, Facebook Neil Iwer George, and YouTube Iwer TV. It's Iwer